what a if you had to look at the all the frontmen in Grind, who would you say if you had to pick three frontmen of your favorite frontmen in Grind, who would they be and why?
Uh, Barney is one of them for sure. I really love his runs in between the songs, and he's saying important things. So he's one of them. And do we want to have active or also like people who are not here anymore?
We can do either. I'm sorry, man, it cut out a bit. Uh, who did you just say then?
Sorry, I said Barney, Nathan Death.
Yes, yes, yes.
So he's talking a lot, but it works really well for him, especially with his accent and everything. So it's like always entertaining, and it's also funny.
He is. He's a lovely guy.
And then I have to pick Mietsko because he was like super talented with his vocals and arrangements. I mean, when I did the Awesome tour, I was like struggling to get them to kind of follow him, and he was also playing guitar while he did that. So like have to do this for that guy. Rest in peace, Mietsko. Third one, let me think. Mm, damn it, what who could it be? Grind. Well, I did really enjoy Magruder Grind and Avi when we were doing some tours together. He was he was always trying to make me jump too, because he's jumping more, but I'm like, it's not my thing really. But it was always entertaining to watch them. So yeah, I picked those three today, but it's like I'm probably missing a couple of other ones. But I mean, Barney is like his they're the leaders really. They kept on doing it, and I'm really happy to say that Napalm is going strong. I think they just started the European tour with Drop Dead and two other bands today.
Yeah, he was an incredible interview because he's just so outrageously polite and just the nicest bloke ever. And then you
Yeah.
put him on stage, and I swear to God, I actually asked him, it's like, where is the Fountain of Youth, and are you planning on sharing it with the rest of the class? Because the motherfucker is aging backwards. Like how?
Well, I mean, he's living actually a healthy life. Like he runs 1 hour on stage every day.
Yeah, and he's vegan.
Okay.
I guess that works.
Well, that's yeah. Well, I'm a vegan too, but I'm using more alcohol, so that keeps me kind of aging.
Um, I had I've interviewed Kevin Sharp from Brutal Truth and Venomous Concept a few times, and I hit him with a hypothetical. Uh, it's an old one. You wake up in a hotel room with a dead prostitute in your bed. Who's the first person you call and why?
Oh shit! I don't. I need to say that that doesn't happen. But who's the first person to call on tour or off tour?
Let's go on to
That would be the tour manager.
it.
I would need like immediate consultation what to do. And yeah, I mean, okay, assume that I wasn't guilty. It would be a tough situation. If I was guilty, then I would like commit myself to cops right away, like pay the price.
Would you like to know who Kevin Sharp's answer was?
I'm not sure. Okay, shoot.
Shane Embry from Napalm Death.
Oh, okay.
He was like, fuck, call Shane. Oh, Shane, I fucked up.
Yeah, they're bandmates, and I bet like Shane can consult in a lot of things with his touring experience.
Mate, speaking of touring, mate, you've been around since like the I believe Rotten Sound started in '93, or is Wikipedia off with that? But around then,
Yeah, that's correct. It's our 30-year anniversary this year.
wow. Um, I'll get to another question that there's one thing I wanted to ask that there is this amazing photo going around. I think it's of Wormrot, and they're playing a gig, and there's a goat in the audience. I don't know if you've seen this photo of them. It was
Yeah,
like
for sure, for sure.
yeah, the
It's a
grindcore
meme
goat.
also.
Um, what are some of the just the weirdest shit that you've seen happen at grind shows in 30 years of being in a band?
I mean, there really hasn't been that weird shit. Like, okay, that goat would have been a strange thing, and luckily he was used to, or was it she? I can't remember, but the goat was used to grindcore and was enjoying the shows. Possibly having hearing impair, not impair, but some problems with hearing. And I heard that the goat passed, which is sad,
Mm.
but was enjoying extreme music until the end, apparently. But I don't really know. Well, something really weird happened once. We played in this kind of suburb venue at Eastern Helsinki, and the promoter was someone who our booking agent didn't know. He just offered us like quite a high fee to play his show, and it was this kind of suburb pub which are quite rough in Finland. So I'd say that half the people were taking speed and a lot of alcohol with it, and like the crowd response was they were like rattling the fence in front of the stage and like just climbing everywhere, and it was like really strange. But the weirdest and scariest thing that happened was that when we were like off stage and done with, I think we even did like first two songs of encore. The promoters told us that he's gonna beat us up if we don't play more, even like right away instead of having the negotiation. He didn't beat us up, and we did not play more. I don't know how it happened, but we really bailed out quick. After we got the money, and just said that like, sorry, we're too tired. Or maybe we said we're too tired, and like that felt enough, and the people are going mad there.
Fucking
But it was
hell.
like, I'm not saying that he was a bad person. It was maybe a joke, hopefully a joke, and also like from different kind of social circles. How to say it nice? I think that the money might not have been all legal. Let's say that.
Yeah, yeah, sounds about right. Um, so again, man, 30 years of playing. How have you seen, look, cliched question, take this however you want, go anywhere you want with it. How have you seen, I guess, extreme metal evolve in the last 30 years? In good ways and in bad ways, maybe.
Well, I mean, there's been always great new bands coming in. During the 30 years, I already mentioned Magruder Grind. Insect Warfare kind of started a little bit after us, and well, they are not really active, but that's another one. Implore are good friends we toured with, and Full of Hell, definitely. So there's like a stream of good bands who just pop up whenever. And I mean, if I think of the current situation, death metal and death grind is getting really popular, especially here in Finland and also elsewhere. Like Sanger Sugabok from US are great, for instance. And there seems to be this new movement of younger people taking finally over from us old farts. So it's like it's very refreshing to see the youngsters come in, and it's like almost like early 90s here in Finland. So that there's all the time there's another great band and yet another great band in every show we play, and you go to see, and with the only difference that they kind of look credible on stage. We were like bunch of nerds with death metal and even grind. We weren't like this looking like people who have been touring for 10 years at their first show. And people like guys in that and guys and ladies in that 20s are really credible on stage, and I really like that. And I guess YouTube plays a big role there because like they can check their idols and see how they are doing after touring for 10 or 20 years. So let's say that performance is a bit better on, but the songwriting is also like has evolved a lot. And also there's so many different genres that you can't really say what is what. And I'm not really a fan of boxes. You mentioned death grind already, but everything death metal influenced, including grindcore. Even that inside that there's a lot of different genres, and that seems to evolve a bit. And I'm waiting forward to see more crossover stuff. Like Lorna Shore are impressive musicians, not necessarily my favorite band, but I really enjoy listening to them because they mix deathcore and Cradle of Filth or something like that.
Mm.
And they do really well, and they have like a lot of following, especially in the young people. So maybe like we will see something strange happen. I don't know, grindcore and blast beats. Sorry, grindcore, rap and blast beats, for instance.
Yeah, fuck it.
Grindcore, obviously. Yeah.
I would love to see grind. Yeah, someone make a hybrid of grind and rap because they're both so
Yeah.
politically, politically motivated and aggressive genres. I think they'd
Yeah,
fit each other really well.
and bringing like having the beats in there with guitars maybe and stuff
Mm.
like that. So maybe we'll see something like that happen soon. It's been mostly still retro stuff or like following the idols, maybe doing something new. But I think that this decade will be heavier than the one before again. Just like from 2000 and 2010, maybe led by Slipknot back then. A lot of new bands emerged then, and same in the 80s again. And 90s wasn't as heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember thinking that in the early 2000s, like, wow, stuff's starting to get, even the new metal bands started to get heavier and heavier and heavier, and things have started, progressively picking up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed you've got on the cards, I've already mentioned Wormrot. Have you already played those shows with them, or is that still coming?
No, that's next week.
Okay, have you seen the new lineup with the new vocalist yet, or?
No. They played in the Central Europe, so we haven't been playing shows now. Wait for the release, and these are kind of earlier than the other shows we do because we just wanted to join Wormrot and help them out here in Finland because I mean alone they would have done great alone, but we do bigger venues with two of us.
Yeah, why not have two bands? I'm still pissed off that I had to miss. It was the one time I couldn't afford it was seeing you and Blood Duster together at you playing at a venue called the Tote in Victoria. I'm going to say about 2012, and I still to this day kick myself that I didn't get to see you. Yeah, man, double bills are fucking awesome. People should do more of them. I don't know if it's a cost thing that it costs more to tour together. I don't know.
Well, this is our home country, so we kind of know how to manage things here with kind of low cost. And okay, there's more income, but it's not necessarily double the income with two grindcore bands. But then again, it's not all about money. It's to have good times together and to have good shows. Even with the current gas price, I think we will both benefit at least at the merge from doing the shows together instead of them doing alone. And especially now when these are weekdays on the tour, it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which are like traditionally really hard in Finland. People who have to work the next day don't get wasted, and then up here they don't party sober.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you go to US or even like European countries, a lot of fans and the crowds are being really active and do mosh pitting and stage diving even when they're sober. I don't know why I said even when they're sober, but I mean, I could have not done that when I was in my 20s or 30s. Nowadays, more if when I have my sober periods, I've done stage diving,
Mm.
but even then, like um, you notice the difference up here. It's kind of a quiet country when it comes to communication, unless we're drunk.
Yeah, I
And I
can
hate to say this because alcohol shouldn't be the main thing for shows, and it definitely isn't for a lot of people, especially younger ones. But there's like okay, that's a good thing to like when you take people, if you have all ages show and you get 16, 17-year-olds, they will go nuts always for extreme music.
Yeah, they do love it. It's yeah, man, awesome. Look, what plans? I'm sorry, Matt. Do you know if do we have 20 minutes or is it 30?
I don't mind 30. I mean, I don't care. It can go over if you can do that.
No, it's all good. It's just you do. Do you have anyone queued up after this?
No, not today.
Okay, cool. I'll just round it off with one last question, mate. Wh what plans do you have, if any, at the moment to return to Australia?
There is no plans. We have talked about doing Southeast Asia and maybe also Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Korea, and then also Australia and New Zealand. But right now, like our touring dates are a little bit limited this year. There's a couple of reasons. First of all, like the job situation during COVID was so that people had to get jobs, and now drummer has a boss who is not really happy to give him free time right now. So we're struggling to get short tours in Europe done. And then in autumn time, the guitarist is always really busy at his work. So as you can hear, we are not full-time musicians. I guess I'm the closest one because I have 3 touring bands, but even I'm doing some other jobs, which are just like job by job, doing tours and stuff like that. But like, I hope that next year we can do that, and also North America, and maybe even South America again. So it would definitely be great to come back there. I do love Australia a lot. I even spent some time in Sydney in 2012, perhaps, or might
I
have been
think that
2013.
yeah,
But I had some holidays there with friends.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
the 24th at the earliest, because it's going to be the summer period festivals here, and then autumn is kind of blocked. So it would be great to come over, like when the weather is shitty in here. Okay, it's going to be shitty in there in the summer. It's too hot for us anyway, but sometime in your autumn.
Yeah, I can. Yeah. You don't want to. A guy from Finland does not want to come down here in summer. You will fucking die. KM, thank you very much for your time. I'm a huge fan of your band,
You're
and I'm
welcome.
really, really looking forward to this album. Yeah, man. Thanks for your time.
See you.
See
Bye
you,
bye.
man.